Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Duta Selvala Jaksi with student ID number 230111404 from the Public Administration Study Program. I made this video to fulfill a mid-semester exam assignment for the International Organization Administration course. The lecturer is Dr. Mimin Sundari Nasution, SOS MSc. In this video, I'm going to explain a Greenpeace, one of the most prominent and influential international non-governmental organizations in the world. I will break down its institutional profile by analyzing its background, core objective, organizational structure, role in international administration, global contribution, challenge and critics. Finally, I will share my personal perspective on this organization. Number 1. Organization background. Greenpeace was founded in 1971 when a small group of the activists in Vancouver, Canada, chartered an old fishing boat to protest a United States underground nuclear test in Amchitka, Alaska. This daring action captured immense public sympathy and eventually forced the US to halt the test. This momentum sparked a global environmental movement that combined ecological preservation, green, with worldwide peace. Number 2. Objective and function. The core objective of Greenpeace is to ensure the ability of the Earth to nurture life in all its diversity. Its primary function include campaign on critical issues such as climate change, deforestation, and plastic pollution, and conducting scientific investigation to expose environmental crimes. Its trademark approach relies on non-violent direct action (NVDA), which use creative and dramatic peaceful confrontation on the ground to capture media attention and pressure authorities for policy change. Number 3. Organization structure. Greenpeace operates as a decentralized yet tightly coordinated global network. At the top is Greenpeace International (GPI), based in Amsterdam, Netherlands, which serves as the global strategic hub. This strategy is executed by 26 regional and national offices across more than 55 countries, including Greenpeace Southeast Asia. A fundamental pillar of its structure is absolute financial independence. Greenpeace strictly bans funding from governments, political parties, or corporations, relying 100% on individual donation. Number 4. Role in international administration in global governance. Greenpeace acts as an international non-governmental organization (NGO), holding constitutive status with the United Nations in function as an independent monitoring and pressuring governance to comply with international environment treaties like the Paris Climate Agreement. Furthermore, it acts as an agenda setter that successfully injects new ecological issues into high-level global summits. Number 5. Contribution to resolving global issues throughout its history. Greenpeace has driven massive shifts in global environmental policy, including securing a global moratorium on commercial whaling in 1986, establishing Antarctica as a protected zone free from commercial mining wrote the 1991 Madrid Protocol, spearheading the international ban on dumping industrial and radioactive waste into the oceans, and accelerating transition campaign from fossil fuels to renewable energy across various nations. Number 6. Challenge and critics. Despite its global acclaim, Greenpeace frequently faces sharp critics. Number 1. Radical tactics. Their direct action, such as blocking a ponds for trespassing into oil revealers, often the view as illegal, destructive, and unsafe. Number 2. Anti-science stance. Their absolute rejection of genetically modified organisms, such as golden rice, designed to combat blindness and malnutrition, and nuclear energy, in criticism by part of the scientific community as rigid and unpragmatic. Eurocentric bias. Its strategic decision-making is often seen as heavily dominated its European headquarters, sometimes ignoring to economics realities of development. And last, my personal perspective. I view Greenpeace as an essential pillar of global civil society. Their commitment to financial independence from corporate and government money keeps their voice pure and fearless in defending the planet. However, as an academic trying to think critically, I believe Greenpeace must begin balance its confrontation tactics with more pragmatic science-based collaborative solution, justifying an absolute rejection of the technological innovations like GMOs or nuclear energy without room for compromise seems rigid and mice today. Urgent food crisis and energy transition needs. Greenpeace has successfully served as the world alarm clock, and it's now a duty of our regeneration engineer the practical technical solution and policies needed on the ground. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.